Singapore. After 3 weeks of recuperation and repairs, our Volvo Ocean Race crews are once again preparing for battle. The city is poised for what promises to be an enthralling import race. Torben Grael and Ericssson 4 are the overall race leaders, having set the world monohull record on their way from Alicante to Cape Town on leg 1, and then leading the fleet to Cochin, India. The Brazilian skipper threatened to take a stranglehold on this race.
Yeah, we are feeling good about it, but we keep our feet on the ground, and the results don't reflect the reality of how hard the race is.
But by coming home 4th in Singapore, their rivals can sense weakness. Telefonica Blue emerged from the darkness to claim victory in leg 3. Bauer Becking and his crew now lie second, 4.5 points behind Ericssson 4. They suffered in the opening 2 legs, but are now making their presence felt.
They're very close on our sides, but they're still the team to beat right now, and I think the others are slowly but surely going to catch up.
Ken Reid on PUMA knows Il Mostro is back. Second into Singapore, the skipper has a renewed confidence.
None of us are doing this to lose. Everybody talks about, yeah, my goal is to be on the podium. Our goal still is to try to win this race.
Ericssson 4's stablemates, Ericssson 3, are also turning up the heat. Anders Luander's Nordic crew finished just seconds ahead of Grael and his men at the end of leg 3. A small margin, but a huge boost for morale.
I'm not going to complain about the result. I certainly enjoyed it a lot.
Elsewhere, is this the end of the road for Team Russia? They've withdrawn from the next 2 legs after running out of money. Can team owner Oleg Zerpsov find the necessary funding to return to the race? So will Ericssson 4 return to winning ways in Singapore, or will the rest of the fleet use it as another opportunity to remind them their grip on this race is not as tight as they'd hoped? After winning leg 3, confidence is high on Telefonica Blue as Bauer Becking and his crew return to the water to practice for the import race.
We all know today is a practice race, but I think the most important thing for us today is just to stay really calm, stay out of trouble, that we don't crash the boat. Take it easy, don't take any risks. We finish last, who cares? Just push him as far as we can. Come on, keep going. Come on, we go. Go. Keep it up. Keep it up. It's a very tricky one. E3 is on the knees, everybody, going faster, so we're trying to push the black ball down as well to prevent E3 from tacking. Ready for attack? Ready? And tacking. Of course, it's always good to go racing because there's so much more pressure on you. There is like other boats around you. It's always easy to sail by yourself around the mark and just there's no pressure from the other ones. But here there's so many different situations that you have to anticipate, and that's always nice. The mood has been always pretty relaxed. It's just in this campaign there's so much on because, especially for the short crews, like when they're in port, but even like we came back over here and it has been just every day from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock at night. You never have enough time and you never have enough people, so you try to do it as relaxed as possible, and I think we're in pretty good shape.
Elsewhere, Torben Grael is about to find out if things are going to go from bad to worse for race leaders Ericssson 4. They're appearing in front of the international jury after failing to inform the race measurers of changes made to the bow of the boat before the start of the race in Alicante. Should Ericssson 4 be found guilty, they could be handed a hefty points penalty which could see them lose their lead.
Right, good afternoon. We are meeting here to address a protest by the race management group against E4.
We have from day one of this project always been crystal clear with the measures about the measurement of our goals and ideas. The reason this change was not communicated to them is still unclear to us, and furthermore, we never denied that we did the change, and we never tried to hide anything. Nevertheless, there's no rule that tells us we shall inform them when we do it.
Do you accept Torben's point that if they were to make a change of a bow, for example, and it was exactly the same as the original bow, take away the measurement screw for a moment, that would not require you to be informed, is what he's suggesting?
They're not directly required to inform us if they make a change, but what they are required is to ensure that the hull on completion is presented for measurement.
I'm almost 50 years old, and I have dedicated my entire life to sailing. I can hold the pressure of... Sorry. I can hold the pressure of being the tactician of an Italian America's Cup team in two Louis Vuitton finals. And I can hold the pressure of sailing 6 Olympic Games. And I can hold the pressure of sailing 600 miles in 24 hours. But I cannot hold the pressure of this.
Do you any final statement you want to make?
Only that I think this was a simple case of an oversight.
Jury will adjourn now.
As we wait on the jury's verdict, a reminder for us on how grueling the last leg from Cochin was. Exhausted and with spirits low, we hear from Sidney Gavigné, watch captain on board PUMA's Il Mostro.
I'm personally not very satisfied with our position at the moment. I have doubt about our performance on the final result. It's not being negative. It's for me, it's just being realistic. When you sign with a campaign, it's for me one very, very important thing is to know what are the goals, what you're signing for. I especially ask Ken to give me the goals at the beginning of these campaigns. It becomes frustrated if you realize that you cannot reach the goals. The PUMA goal, in my understanding, is winning the race. No, I won't be happy if we don't reach that goal, no, for sure. The next coming legs are two difficult ones. The one going to China, very difficult, something which has never been done in the Volvo Ocean Race before. Going upwind in strong winds, strong waves, and very cold temperature. So that's almost scary as physically doing it. I have some doubts. It doesn't mean I'm not fighting anymore to win the Volvo Ocean Race, but I have some strong doubts. But I'm not satisfied. I have some doubt on our future. I don't have the answer to those doubts. This is my position at the moment in the Volvo Ocean Race as a crew of Il Mostro.
At Race HQ in Singapore, Ericssson 4 prepare to hear the verdict of the international jury.
The jury finds that there was no obligation for E4 to inform the RMG of the change, and the protest is therefore dismissed. The jury endorses E4's opinion that it is normal practice for teams to inform the RMG of any such changes. Not to do so risks breaching other rules. Thank you very much.
Huge relief as Ericssson 4 remain race leaders.
We're all feeling very good, very released. It was a tense week for us. No, it's a big, of course, decision of every time we go to the jury. You know, as a uncertainty over there. It's not about the points, about the overall points and the overall result. It's just a moral thing, you know. It's to be considered that you have cheated or not. You know, I think it's a lot more deep than about points. You know? I think points are a consequence, you know, and a small consequence for the damage of doing something illegal to your boat could be.
As Torben Grail breathes a sigh of relief, Ericssson 4's stablemates aren't quite so lucky. Having strayed into an exclusion zone between Cochin and Singapore on the last leg, Ericssson 3 are deducted a point by the international jury.
Disappointed?
Oh yeah, obviously.
You hoping for no deductions?
Oh yeah, sure.
You going to appeal or?
Now we focus on the race that's going on, and all that's taken care of. So nothing to worry about now. It's an import race in 2 days.
Okay, thank you.
Following Ericssson 3's penalty, the leaderboard ahead of the Singapore import race looks like this. Torben Grail's Ericssson 4 lead by 4.5 points over Bauer Becking's Telefonica Blue. Ken Reed and Puma's Il Mostro are third. Along the corridor from the international jury is a team with even greater concerns. Team Russia have pulled out of the next 2 legs of the race due to a shortfall in funding.
Really just kind of catch up, say hello and goodbye or whatever, and Andreas, and really just give you a little bit of our thinking of what we're happening next with us on the boat. Leave today, go to Cape Town. So to be honest, trying to keep open the opportunities, whether it's for us or for anyone else who finds the money.
The Russian entry was a dream come true for team owner Oleg Zerpsov. A novice sailor but a wealthy businessman, he was on board himself for the leg from Cape Town to Cochin.
What the hell are you doing here? I don't know, Ardion. I replaced my office, the company 12,000 people, to that tiny little boat where impossible to walk, impossible to sleep.
While a string of poor results has hurt, it's the current economic crisis that has led to their temporary withdrawal. Import race day, Singapore. A chance for Ericssson 3 to put the disappointment of the 1-point penalty behind them. A chance for Ericssson 4 to show their 4th place finish on the last leg was a blip. And a chance for the rest of the fleet to close the gap on the race leaders. Seven boats prepare for the start of the Singapore import races. Your commentator is Andy Green.
The first race of 2 in superb conditions, 10 to 12 knots of breeze and streaming Singaporean sunshine.
It's a real dicey race course, tight starting line. Be good, be fun today.
Jerry Kirby certainly looking forward to it, and so are all the boats getting lined up ready. Around 15 seconds to go to the start. Telefonica Black look a little bit early for the line, certainly the tactician calling them early. Here they go, winding up. The grinders giving it heaps as they prepare for the final seconds. And there goes the gun, Puma to the windward end of the line, getting an excellent start. Pedro Campos on the wheel of Telefonica Black, pulling the boat back. They were over the line. The race committee boat called them over. Bearing away to recross, and that is a very costly error from Telefonica Black. Green Dragon off the line, forced to tack away. So they're heading out towards the right-hand side. Breeze is up right off the line. The boat's charging off towards the windward mark.
Get ready, boys.
Ericssson 4 tacking onto starboard on their final approach to the windward mark. But it looks like Puma have the better of them. Around an 8 to 10 boat length lead, and here Puma come to the windward mark and they are leading. Here goes the spinnaker, the grinders sneaking the chute up to the top of the mast. And there it goes, pops open, beautiful set. The foredeck crew all hauling the jib down.
Water's coming up there.
Ericssson 4 hot on the heels, followed by Telefonica Blue and Ericssson 3. As the chutes go up, the breezes increase to 16 to 18 knots. These boats are a real handful on the downwind slide. Green Dragon did a great job of getting inside both of their competitors.
Clear to jibe!
Good job, need to go further.
Well, Puma done a great job on this downwind leg, extending their lead. Very slick operation. That is Andrew Taylor, nicknamed Raw Meat. There's a good reason for that. He has got some proper muscle on those grinders. Preparations for the leeward mark, and it's Puma who go round first. Their spinnaker packed away, no problem. Bower Becking calling for the spinnaker drop down the hatch. On the upwind leg, and it is Puma who are holding that lead.
1, 2. Nice.
Pulling as much weight onto the windward rail as they can to counterbalance the effect of the wind in the sails. Here they go for another spinnaker hoist. These are dangerous moments when you put the spinnaker up or down. If you get it wrong, if it grabs the water, you can be in a world of pain and hurt, but it is very good from Puma. Well, Torben Grail helming Ericssson 4 have made a bit of a gain back to Puma, actually. They've had a nice upwind leg, and Ericssson 4 are hunting the Puma down.
Can't quite lay the left-hand gate yet.
Jules Salter just calling Ericssson 4 in towards the finishing line. They're defending their second place for sure.
Come on. Yes. Yep, no problem.
Kenny Reid cool and calm. And Puma take the wire-to-wire win.
One down, one to go.
Ericssson 4 takes second, Telefonica Blue in third.
One down, one to go, as Ken Reid rightly says. Will Puma's Il Mostro win race 2?
Ericssson 4 and Puma having a battle royal just before the start, and it's Ericssson 4 who get the better of Puma just off the line. On the upwind leg, Ericssson 3, Telefonica Black and Delta Lloyd going to the left-hand side. They don't look as favoured as the boats on the right. Torben Grail is on the right. He's tacking ahead of his arch nemesis on Puma. The right-hand side looks to have favoured. But in even better shape, it's Telefonica Blue who are leading the fleet to the windward mark. Here they come for the spinnaker hoist. Iker Martinez on the helm. The grinders going at it for the halyard up to the top of the mast. Pepe Ribes, he's in the pit, just making sure all is going smoothly. As Ericssson 4 chasing hard. Great shots from on board the boats. Kenny Reid wrestling the helm to try and get the boat around the windward mark. Not so good from Puma right now. On board Ericssson 4 in second place, who are chasing down Telefonica Blue. Leading at the front on the right-hand side, Telefonica Blue, then Ericssson 4, then Green Dragon, then Puma. Jibing all the way down to try and get the correct line into the leeward mark.
Gonna get an increase here in 10 seconds, Yoka. Let me on.
Very puffy, very shifty. Phil Jameson just calling the puffs as they roll down the racecourse. Makes a big difference to the boat speed on board. And what's going on here on Puma, Jerry Kirby doing a monkey routine right out to the end of the spinnaker clue. He's got to attach something on. Certainly don't want to fall off there. They'd have to come back and pick him up. That'd be very costly. Jerry Kirby, pretty safe hands on board Puma. Ericssson 4 jibing back towards the leader, Telefonica Blue. Ericssson 4 made a little bit of a gain here, looks like. A decent gain. Only a boat length and a half behind Telefonica Blue now.
Where's the right hand marker down there?
Ericssson 4 coming in from the left-hand side. It looks like a good spot for them. And as they pull the spinnaker down, it is a big gain to Ericssson 4. They have just squeezed around the bottom mark ahead of Telefonica Blue. Great turnaround from Torben Grael and his crew. Torben Grael very happy about that. They are now in the lead, just jumping ahead of Telefonica Blue, and Bauer Becking is spitting nails. At the windward mark, Ericssson 4 prepping for the spinnaker hoist on board with Telefonica Blue, and they've got to do something to chase Ericssson down. In third place, Green Dragon making a very good account of themselves. Telefonica Black having a few spinnaker troubles. That's allowing Puma inside.
Copy that. On the other side of the blue boat.
Action all around on this downwind leg. The leads are chopping and changing. Puma jibing around the back of Telefonica Blue. And it's flat water, plenty more breeze. The boat's steaming down at 20 to 25 knots of boat speed. And what's going on here? This is Telefonica Black, who have come right from behind. They were in 5th place, and they are now challenging Ericssson 4 for the lead. The jibe on Telefonica Black doesn't quite catch Ericssson 4, who managed to slide out from under their wind shadow. Telefonica Blue have slipped back into 3rd place, their stablemates, soaring up the fleet. Coming down towards the finish, and it is Ericssson 4 in the lead, but only by a couple of lengths from Telefonica Black. Tacticians' brains moving 1,000 miles an hour as they come down towards the finish. Ericssson 4 takes it, but it is neck and neck between Telefonica Black and Blue. Telefonica Blue on starboard, Telefonica Black are forced to jibe as they come down towards the finish. It is a photo finish for the line. Telefonica Black take it by half a length. Superb finish. And Puma still very tight between them and Green Dragon. Puma push it down at the committee boat to take 4th place. Celebrations on Telefonica Black for finishing 2nd. Bauer Becking not happy at all, with a face like thunder, giving away and finishing 3rd. Torben Grael on Ericssson 4. Nice job, boys.
Ericssson 4's profitable afternoon means Torben Grael leads the Volvo Ocean Race by 5.5 points from Bauer Becking on Telefonica Blue. Ken Reed and Puma's Il Mostro are 3rd, just 2.5 points behind.
We haven't practiced since Alicante, so for us to go there today and have a good result like this was very good feeling.
The racing is so close. If the America's Cup doesn't start up again soon, nobody will care. It's just This is much more exciting, you know, from a sailor's point of view. Having done 6 cups, this is the best racing I've ever done.
You're looking very happy. Yes. It's my new style now. I enjoy it. Smile.